December 1997. Dear concerned citizens, political leaders and members of news media, it is with great urgency that we wish to inform you that we have received important information about a terrifying international conspiracy to release addiction-causing genetic material capable of eradicating DNA-targeted populations. This alarming abuse of genetic engineering by specific governments and multinational corporations has global implications and significance.
We're protesting all this genetic research. It started out on animals, and now they're moving to people, and it's terrible. We don't want money. We want to save your life.
Learn about genetic research. Thank you.
I think we're doing all this genetic research, and I think we're very clueless about the implications for society as a whole.
This is something that really pushes my buttons. We live in an age of product placement, spin doctoring, focus grouping, where, demographics are tightly targeted, and it seems like increasingly consumers have no choice in what they actually purchase.
It could addict thousands or millions of people, or it could, if used in the most horrible sense, kill them and really destroy humanity as we know it.
I'm invited to go to Australia to speak at a university in Queensland. Before I go, I contact a journalist friend who had written about me, and I let her know I'm coming to Australia. It'd be great to see you. Oh, great, great. When are you coming? So I tell her when I'm coming, and I tell my friends Warren and Wendy, who were going to pick me up at the airport, and everyone's excited. Get off the plane, Warren and Wendy, hey, you have an appointment tomorrow morning. I said, what? Yeah, you have an appointment. You're going to be on the Carrie Ann show.
Live across Australia, it's time for Midday with Carrie Ann.
And you have one in the evening, and then the next day you're in on so-and-so and so-and-so. What are you talking about? Well, we've been getting all these calls from the news media that you're coming to Australia. It's even in the paper. It's in the paper. What's in the paper? Oh, it's a warning that you'll be in Australia. Everyone will be on the lookout for you. I said, what? So my friend, the journalist, took the liberty to tell her other friends, journalist friends, that I would be in Australia and to be on the lookout. So I had no intention of doing a hoax, but I decided it would be fun to do these shows. And my friend Wendy, every Easter she would do a PEEP theme. She did things like she had an OJ PEEP parade with OJ as a PEEP, driving the white Ford Bronco, and peeps on police cars chasing. Wendy says, Joey, please get my peeps on TV. I said, get your peeps on TV? Yeah, I really want to have peeps on TV in Australia. I said, Wendy, that's your thing. How am I going to do that? Oh, please. So now I'm under the pressure of how do I get a peep on national television in Australia? So I'm doing a live show with Carrie Ann, who is like the Oprah Winfrey of Australia.
My next guest is known as America's greatest hoaxer. In the past 30 years, he has conned millions with his weird and wacky impersonations. He's turned the practical joke into a true art form. And when he's not fooling the media, he's lecturing about them as an instructor in communications in New York. Please welcome Joey Skaggs. Joey, welcome to Australia.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here.
Let's talk about some of
she
your
says,
hoaxes.
all right, Joey, give us a clue here. Why are you here? You're here to hoax us?
It's fascinating to know the point, Joey. I'm very glad. Are you going to do anything in Australia? Are you actually here to hoax us?
I'm thinking about it. I'll give you a clue. The clue is PEEP. That's singular. Peeps is plural.
PEEP. P-E-E-P.
Right, PEEP.
So that is the clue on how
That's
you're going to
clue.
hoax it. So you are going to hoax Australia?
Maybe I will.
Yeah, do you trust this man? Huh? Would you trust this man? Pete, we'll work on this. It's terrific to talk to you. Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Ladies and gentlemen, the hoaxer of all time, Joey Skaggs.
So I know Wendy is all excited because I got PEEP somehow on national television in Australia. So I give my presentation at the university and I go out for drinks afterwards with a bunch of the graduate students, and they all want to be in a hoax. I said, oh, well, okay, great. I had a hoax that I had conceived of, I was thinking about doing, working on it, but I didn't have everything finalized. And I said, well, why don't you tell me who you are and what your majors are, and I'm looking at how can I possibly use this talent in my performance piece. So they go around and they tell me who they are and what their majors are, and it's like, this is perfect. So now I have this group of supporters who can lend intellectual credibility to my hoax, and I have to put the other pieces together. I went to Slovenia, to Ljubljana, where I was a speaker.
Joe Skaggsu se je v 30 letih uspelo ponorčevati skoraj vseh vodilnih ameriških medijev. Novinarje je naplahtal, da so o njem poročali kot... What's the purpose of your action? So, exactly.
Well, to show how we get the information that we get, and to hopefully make people question that, and to become better media consumers, to be more media literate.
And I had a bunch of now new friends in Slovenia, including Misho in Ljubljana, the J. Stefan Institute, their most prestigious scientific facility. And he's a mathematician, so he wants to be in a hoax. Okay, great. I was the artist in residence at the Taos Film Festival. So I went to the Los Alamos facility, and they had just declassified letters from Einstein and Oppenheimer, and I'm writing down notes. I'm getting the form of the language that they use so I can add this part of it to my hoax. Anyway, I start putting all these elements together. Mixed bag of people globally. Without the internet, it would be impossible to do this. The premise behind this conceptual performance piece was that humanity is a bunch of arrogant, warfaring assholes. And it's not going to change. We just advanced the technology to suppress and murder other people. From bows and arrows and knives to spears to gunpowder to explosions to nuclear weapons. The concept was to create a new weapon, a technological weapon that no one knows that it's a weapon, no one knows it exists. Get rid of people before they know what hit them. I could target DNA types, Ashkenazi Jews, Southern Italians, all Polish, whoever I wanted. And they wouldn't know where it came from and what it was and what to do about it, because it'd be worse than Ebola, and they would be gone. To tie it in, because I made the announcement in Australia that I was working on a new piece and the clue was PEEP, I called it BioPEEP. Biological Protocol for Enhanced Economic Production. Multinational corporation developing products looking for genes of addiction so they can make us all addicted to the product, but it could be weaponized. In fact, it was thought to be a great concept for a weapon, and the US military got involved. Then it backfired. There was a whistleblower who did not want to be a part of this any longer. And he was announcing to the world what was under development and what their overall plans were and how heinous it was. In order to try to pull this off with an international team, all representing different components of this concept, from the mathematician churning out the formulas to the research lab in Australia doing research on chickens to find the genes of addiction, to the marketing program, to the secret government organizations. So I have a doctor friend take photographs of his biocontainment lab in California. I have my friend in upstate New York take pictures of chickens in cages at a chicken farm to find genes of addiction. I had t-shirts created, a double-headed chicken. I sent out press releases to all the media around the world saying that we had discovered this heinous plan using viruses to wipe out humanity, targeted humanity. So I have friends in Australia working on the concept with me, doing the protest. I had a protest in New York by the UN. Just tons and tons of cooperative work. Not for money, to make a social political commentary. So I created a bogus website with the help of numerous co-conspirators, participants. And I watched the stats, and the stats are US military, China, Russia. Who's looking at it? Wow, it was a fascinating insight, how easily and how quickly it was disseminated. The New York news media did stories about the Hong Kong chicken flu, which somehow was associated now with Stop BioPEEP, because we were doing research on chickens and the Hong Kong chicken flu, and maybe there's some connection. So people are putting things together that don't necessarily go together, but that's what people do. People love exercise. The exercise that they usually get is jumping to conclusions. And then the worst thing that could possibly happen to anyone happens.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
President Bill Clinton got a blowjob. Stop the press. No other story's gonna make it. It's all about Monica Lewinsky and President Bill Clinton and a blue dress, and that's the news. You never know what's going to happen. You have to be prepared, you have to be flexible, you have to be improvisational. You have to roll with it and keep nursing it along if you have to. To try to get back to the story, I send out a press release to the Slovene news media, pretending that I'm Slovenian. And I say, I've been reading these stories. How can my country be involved in such a heinous plot with the American military? It's a plot to kill people. I have a unique relationship with the Slovene news media, and actually lectured about the problems of a free democratic news media. And I used Mišo, my mathematician scientist in Ljubljana at the J. Stefan Institute, as my core, the center of it all. He's real, it's a real scientific facility, he has a real fax and telephone number, he has a crazed supercomputer. How can I go wrong? He's a willing participant. Well, I thought that he was the strongest link in the whole hoax. As it turns out, he was the weakest link. The reason being, he had everything to lose. The Slovene news media descends upon the J. Stefan Institute to get to the bottom of the story, to speak with the director. Is their country involved in this heinous plot? The director didn't know what was going on at all.
Omenjena avstralska organizacija trdi, da ob že naštetih v projektu sodeluje tudi superračunalniški center Inštituta Jožef Štefan iz Ljubljane.
Za ta projekt sem tako med danes vedel in ne vem nič o tem projektu, tako da po tej plati jaz kot odgovoren z inštituta lahko rečem, da ne sodelujem v tem projektu. O tem nimamo mi s tem nobene zveze.
Kar izgleda kot čista znanstvena fantastika, s čimer se strinjajo tudi mnogi strokovnjaki, s katerimi smo se pogovarjali.
Mišo calls me. The journalists are all around him.
Vodilni iz inštituta so prepričani, da gre za veliko potegavščino in so zgroženi nad blatenjem ugleda vodilne znanstveno
He tells me what's going on. I say, well, Mišo, best thing to do is blame me. I have a relationship with the news media there. They know that I'm a prankster, hoaxer, political artist, whatever you want to call me, whatever names you want to call me. They call me all kinds of names now. Just tell him it's me, which he did.
Naš gost pa je Mišo Alkalaj. Dober večer.
Večer.
Gospod Alkalaj, ali je to potegavščina ali ne?
Je potegavščina.
Čigava potegavščina je to? Zakaj se vaše ime pojavlja v njej in kakšen namen ima pravzaprav cela zgodba?
Potegavščino je pripravil in pripravljal je dalj časa Joey Skaggs, znani newyorški umetnik in predavatelj na newyorški visoki šoli za upodabljajoče umetnosti. Morda se boste spomnili, da je junija lansko leto obiskal Slovenijo in je med drugim v Škucu v okviru novinarskih večerov tudi predaval o teh zadevah, kako, bi rekel, je mogoče s takimi stvarmi preizkusiti, kako mediji narobe reagirajo.
Namen tega celega projekta je pokazati, da mediji narobe reagiramo, ali kako?
Ne samo to. Zraven je še pač mogoče malo neprijetno sporočilo. Tokrat je šala. Tokrat je bilo vse mogoče najdeti na internetu, notri je bilo veliko napak. Raziskovalci, ki so Joeju Skaggsu pomagali pri tem, so povedali, da v roku 5 ali maksimalno 10 let bodo take raziskave zares možne.
The good news is Misha wasn't fired. The news media was able to sell lots more newspapers. What's interesting to me is the length of life that this story has. It's like reality catches up to art. It's a fine line between what's a conspiracy and what is real. Who knows?
It looks completely harmless, but it's one of the most powerful tools science has ever known.
The genie is out of the bottle.
In laboratories the world over, scientists are splicing and dicing the very building blocks of life. Our DNA.
It is now entirely possible to genetically engineer, for instance, a disease for which nobody has any cure.
It's getting easier, it's more accessible. That's the true challenge.
The US government is so concerned about gene editing, it set up an FBI task force to find out what's being spliced and diced behind all those closed doors.
In 2016, there was a US intelligence report that equated gene editing with a weapon of mass destruction. It is an indication of how powerful biotechnology has become. But how do you prevent the misuse and exploitation of a powerful tool?
What's next? We'll be killing each other with viruses. How far-fetched is the concept?